Sir, there's a boy at the gate. He says he won't leave until you fire his mother.
Colton Ashford looked up from his laptop, confused.
What?
His security guard shifted uncomfortably on the video call.
He's been here for 2 hours, in the rain, says his name is Jonah, says you need to fire Natalie Brooks today or he's not going home.
Colton's eyes narrowed. Fire her? The kid wanted him to fire his own mother?
Please, Mr. Ashford, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Colton stared at the screen. A soaking wet boy, maybe 8 years old, stood shivering behind the iron gates of his estate. And in that moment, Colton had no idea this dripping, stubborn child was about to dismantle everything he thought he understood about loyalty, sacrifice, and what it means to truly see someone. Welcome to Vicky Tale. If you're new here, please subscribe and tell us what time it is in the comments section. Colton Ashford didn't do interruptions. His mornings followed a strict routine. 6 a.m. workout in his home gym, 7 a.m. strategy calls from his study, 9 a.m. virtual board meetings, 12 p.m. acquisitions review. Every minute accounted for, every second maximized. His estate sat on 12 acres in the hills, a sprawling modern mansion with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the valley. It was his fortress, his sanctuary, the place where he controlled everything. So when his head of security called at 10:47 a.m., Colton's first instinct was annoyance. This better be urgent, David. Sir, there's a situation at the front gate. Colton sighed, closing his laptop. What kind of situation? A child. Says he needs to speak with you. Won't leave. A child. Colton set down his coffee. What child? Says his name is Jonah Brooks. Claims his mother works for you. Colton's jaw tightened. Natalie, his housekeeper. Tell him I'm busy. His mother can handle whatever this is when she comes in tomorrow. Sir, he says he won't leave until you fire her. Colton paused. He wants me to fire his own mother? That's what he said. Colton rubbed his temple. This was ridiculous, but something about the absurdity of it made him curious. Put him on screen. David adjusted the camera. A small boy appeared on Colton's monitor, soaked from the rain, clutching a backpack, shivering but standing firm. Mr. Ashford? The boy's voice was shaky but determined. Who are you? Jonah Brooks, Natalie's son. And you want me to fire your mother? Yes. Do, sir? Colton leaned back in his leather chair, arms crossed. Why would I do that? Because she's going to die if you don't. The words hung in the air. Colton's expression shifted. What are you talking about? Jonah's lips trembled. She works for you during the day. Then she works at the factory at night. Then she cleans offices on weekends. She doesn't sleep anymore, Mr. Ashford. She just works. That's her choice. No, sir, it's not. Tears started streaming down Jonah's face, mixing with the rain. She does it because I'm sick, and the medicine costs too much, and she thinks if she works enough jobs, she can save me. Colton's chest tightened. But she can't save me if she's dead, Jonah continued, voice breaking. Last night she collapsed in the kitchen. She wouldn't go to the hospital. Yeah, she just kept saying she had to get to work, that she couldn't lose this job. Colton said nothing. So, please, Mr. Ashford, fire her. Make her stop, because she won't stop if you don't make her. For a long moment, Colton just stared at the screen. Then he stood. David, open the gate. Bring him to the house. Sir? Now. 10 minutes later, Jonah Brooks sat in a chair in Colton's private study, a room lined with mahogany bookshelves and awards. The chair was far too big for him, and he was dripping water onto the Persian rug. Colton handed him a towel. Dry off. Jonah took it silently, wiping his face. Colton sat across from him in the matching chair, studying the boy. Thin, dark circles under his eyes, hands shaking, not just from the cold. How old are you? 8. And you walked here? Took the bus, and then walked from the main road. In the rain? Yes, sir. Colton's jaw clenched. Does your mother know you're here? Jonah shook his head. She thinks I'm at school. You skipped school to come tell me to fire her? Yes, sir. That's insane. Maybe. Jonah looked up, eyes red. But she's killing herself, Mr. Ashford, and nobody sees it. Not her bosses, not her friends, nobody. Except you. I'm all she has. Jonah's voice cracked. And she's all I have. So if she dies trying to save me, then we both lose, don't we? Colton felt something shift inside him. Something uncomfortable. Something he hadn't felt in years. Guilt. Tell me about your mother, Colton said quietly. Jonah wiped his nose with the towel. What do you want to know? Everything. Jonah talked for 20 minutes. He told Colton about how his mother raised him alone after his father left. How she worked 3 jobs to keep them in their tiny apartment across town. How she never complained. Never asked for help. Never let Jonah see her cry. Even though he heard her sometimes late at night when she thought he was asleep. He told Colton about the diagnosis. Leukemia, stage 3. Treatable, but expensive. He told Colton how his mother started taking on more shifts. How she stopped eating full meals so Jonah could. How she sold everything valuable they owned. Her mother's ring, her father's watch, even the TV. She says it's just stuff, Jonah whispered. But I know it hurt her. I know it did. Colton's throat felt tight. And you think firing her will help? I think she needs to rest, Jonah said. Even if it's just for a little while. Even if she hates me for it. Colton stood and walked to the window. The rain was coming down harder now, streaking the glass. Beyond it, the valley stretched out. Green hills, distant houses, a world he rarely engaged with. Jonah, I can't just fire someone because her son asks me to. Why not? You're rich. You can do whatever you want. Colton turned. That's not how it works. Then how does it work? Colton didn't answer. Jonah stood, voice rising. You don't know her, Mr. Ashford. You don't know how hard she works. You don't know that she organizes your books even though you never asked. Or that she replaces the flowers in your study every morning because she knows you like them fresh. Or that she prays for you before she leaves every day. Colton blinked. She what? She prays for you every single day and says even people with everything need God's grace. Colton felt something crack inside him. I need to meet her, he said suddenly. What? Your mother. I need to talk to her. Today. Jonah's eyes widened. She'll be here at 2, to clean. Colton checked his watch. Then we wait. At 1:58 p.m., Natalie Brooks walked through the back entrance of the Ashford estate, carrying her cleaning supplies in a worn canvas bag. She looked exhausted. Hair pulled back in a messy bun. Dark circles under her eyes. Moving slowly, like every step hurt. Colton watched from the hallway as she set down her bag in the mudroom and started making her way toward the kitchen. Then he stepped into view. Natalie. She jumped, spinning around. Mr. Ashford, I didn't know you were home. I'm sorry, I'll come back later. Don't. He held up a hand. Stay. She froze, confused. We need to talk. Her face went pale. Did I do something wrong? No. Then, your son was here this morning. Natalie's eyes went wide with panic. Jonah, where is he? Is he okay? He's fine. He's upstairs in the library. Why is he? Her voice broke. Oh God, what did he do? He asked me to fire you. Natalie's face crumpled. She sank against the kitchen counter, hands covering her face. I'm so sorry, Mr. Ashford. I don't know why he would. Because he's terrified you're going to die. Natalie looked up, tears streaming. He told me everything, Natalie. The 3 jobs, the collapse, the medicine you can't afford. She shook her head. He shouldn't have. Why didn't you tell me? Because it's not your problem, she said, voice rising. You hired me to clean your house. Not to burden you with my life. You're killing yourself. I'm doing what I have to do. For what? Colton stepped closer. So your son can watch you work yourself into the ground? So he can lose you anyway? Natalie buried her face in her hands and sobbed. Colton stood there watching her break apart and realized something. He'd seen her every week for 2 years, and he'd never actually seen her at all. He walked to the kitchen table and pulled out a chair. Sit. Mr. Ashford, I need to… Sit down, Natalie. She hesitated, then slowly lowered herself into the chair. Colton sat across from her. How much do you need? She looked up, confused. What? For Jonah's treatment. How much? I can't ask you for… You're not asking, I'm offering. How much? Natalie's hands trembled. The transplant. The medications. Everything together? Around 200,000. Colton didn't flinch. And how much have you saved? 18,000. Maybe 19 if I can pick up another weekend shift. Colton leaned back. You're working yourself to death for 9% of what you need. Natalie's tears fell harder. It's all I can do. No, Colton said quietly. It's not. He pulled out his phone and made a call. Rachel, it's Colton. I need you to draft something for me, a contract, full-time position at the estate, salary. Make it 80,000 annually, full benefits, health coverage for 2, and I need a separate payment authorized, 200,000 medical expenses. Yes, today. Natalie stared at him in shock. He ended the call and looked at her. You're not fired, Natalie. You're promoted. You'll manage the estate full-time. No more night shifts. No more weekends at other jobs. And Jonah gets his treatment. All of it. Why? She whispered. Why would you do this? Colton stood and walked to the window. Because your son reminded me of something I forgot. What? That the people who serve us aren't invisible. And ignoring them doesn't make us better. It makes us less. Natalie covered her mouth, sobbing. Colton turned back to her. Go get your son, take him home, rest, and come back Monday. We'll start fresh. Natalie stood shakily. Mr. Ashford, I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, just take care of him. She nodded, wiping her eyes. Thank you so much. As she walked toward the door, Colton called after her. Natalie. She turned. He told me you pray for me. She nodded. Every day. Why? Because everyone needs it. Like especially people who think they don't. And with that, she left. Colton stood alone in the kitchen, staring at nothing. For the first time in years, his perfectly controlled world felt completely out of control. And somehow, that felt right.